All right, boys and girls, lip is on.
Woo!
What is up, boys and girls? We are here at the hunt quarters today, and as you know, the boys here at throtl have purchased a Subaru WRX with STI bits, and today I'm going to start the first mods on it. Actually, we will be making this car cooler, I guess is the best thing to say, before we give it away, and that's going to include some really cool parts for the eventual winner. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing on the rack, get it up in the air, and show you guys what we're going to install today, and also maybe a little quick walk around of the undercarriage of the car. You guys might be interested in what's under there. All right, we got her up in the air. Big shout out to our sponsor, BenPack, for these sweet lifts. It's really nice to be using brand new equipment, so we appreciate that. Let's have a look at the underside of this car. All right, so that's the underside of the car. Not much to look at, to be honest. It's pretty dirty under here, as any typical street car is. It's showing signs that at some point this car had some modifications done to it, to the exhaust system, which is fine. We knew that the guy that owned the car was an enthusiast, hence all the STI parts that have been put on the car. So to show you just a few things that are already on the car, we did notice that he's already installed STI struts and H&R springs, I believe, and also some stainless steel braided lines, brake lines. So that's kind of a bonus. We are going to be changing these out for coilovers, so those are probably going to end up being sold on throtl. The gearbox is nice and tidy. Looks pretty clean to me. Again, on this side, stainless steel and STI bits. The exhaust, the reason I think that this thing had an exhaust previously was there's a bolt missing here. I would say that typically wouldn't be something that would fall out. And I noticed that there's some new hardware under here, meaning that this stuff's all kind of been off the car. And there's just signs of wrenching on all of the hardware under here. So my guess is it's been upgraded at some point, and then the stock exhaust been put back on. There is a big dent in the exhaust currently, but the good news is we will be putting on an aftermarket exhaust on this car. So again, in the rear, STI bits and stainless steel lines. And all you WRX owners are probably privy to this already, but this is the first time for me ever seeing a plastic or composite end link for the sway bar. That's pretty cool. Didn't know that that was possible, but being that there's not a whole lot of side load and things on these, it's probably perfectly good. Obviously Subaru wouldn't use it if it wasn't. So pretty clean slate. I'm pretty excited about getting started on this car. I think that we've got quite a few good bits coming for it, and it'll definitely make it a better car, and it'll definitely make it more fun to drive for the new owner, which is ultimately what we're striving for. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the lip now. So we're gonna go ahead and install this lip today. It's a pre-painted Japanese, I believe, STI lip. I do know it was pre-painted and purchased and sent over from Japan for this vehicle. It does have a little bit of rash on it that we'll have to work on getting out. As you can see, there's a little scratch on the paint. But being a used part, we're pretty happy with the condition. It's never been mounted. As you can see, all the mounts are fresh. A little dusty but fresh, and all the molding tape that was installed by the factory is still in place. Yeah, there's some under here as well. So basically today I'm going to be removing the parts that are already on here. These fill about the same area as what this is going to fill. Big differences that I'm seeing are that they have these like pseudo canards on the US version. I'm assuming this is a US version, not 100%, but the one thing I did notice is this part ends here. It has been dragged across a bunch of curbs, it looks like, or driveway entrances or exits. So I'm going to pull these off individually, one on each side, and they're only fastened on with what looks like a bunch of retainer clips, plastic clips. And I'm assuming that it'll have the same 3M tape running across here as the new bit has there. So tools I've gathered to do this job are a couple pry bar tools, which are basically plastic panel poppers. I like to use these because they don't scratch things up when you use them, and then also a small flathead, and I've grabbed a little extra 3M tape just in case I need it for the installation. So I'm gonna grab the screwdriver and go ahead and start popping these bad boys out. Well, that wasn't too bad. This one came right off. 3M tape wasn't adhered very well, so it popped right off. So hopefully I do a better job sticking the new one on. This one came off pretty easy, just the same as the other side. All right, so I grabbed a little bit of Goo Gone and a rag and went ahead and removed the existing tape residue that had been left on there after I took the old parts off. So now we're ready to actually start to fit the new part. What I'm gonna try to do is test fit it first. I'm gonna put it up and just kind of tape it in place. Then I'm gonna take a look and see how the fitment is. Being an OEM part, it should be pretty good. So we'll get that up and see how it looks, and then we'll start the actual final installation. All right, so I've gone ahead and grabbed a roll of my favorite shop tool. That's the blue 3M tape. I'm gonna go ahead and just put a couple pieces on this to help us hold it in place while we test fit the part.
Look at that OEM-ness.
Yeah, so this actually has a nice rubber trim on it, and this actually, once all these clips are in, will sit.
Oh, it's hard to see. Let's see if I can show you guys that. Hold on one second. Look at that little channel. It like seats in there. That's really nice. See that?
Yeah. Like pull it up.
Oh yeah, there you go. Now I got it. I got a good view.
So it actually,
yeah, when you push it. OEM. OEM's the best, people.
Oh, it's even better when OEM supports with actually good-looking product. All of our mounting tabs are in good locations. Hey.
So what is it? How does it mount underneath? Oh yeah. Oh, perfect.
Plastic tabs. All right, so you can't probably see these, but I've got the little red backing papers for the 3M tape that's underneath the lip. I've got them pre-pulled. They're just started basically and left dangling up here. So when you put the lip on, it doesn't actually stick right away. You've only got a little bit of exposed 3M tape under here, which will help hold it in place, but it's not like a permanent bond. So then once you've got the lip where you want it, then you just pull these tabs and pull the red paper off. That way you have full exposure of your 3M tape, and you can then push it all down. I'm pretty satisfied with where the lip sits currently. I think it's right where it needs to be. All of my mounting holes line up, so that's good. So I am now at a point where I can actually go ahead and remove this tape. So I'll go ahead and pull that out. There's one, so you can see how long it is. But I pulled back about 2-3 inches. That way I have a tab to pull it out. Pull this one out. Boom, so now it's set. So now when I put pressure down on this lip, it's gonna go ahead and stick to the plastic underneath. So I wanna go ahead and apply some pretty even pressure across it. That should allow it to sit nice on the stock piece. And man, the fitment against this black inner panel is really nice. And now, yep, we got a great hold. It's not going anywhere. That way, if we do lose any clips over the road, this thing's gonna stay fastened to the car. That's good. These clips are actually quite big, so I don't know if the previous owner replaced these with a different clip, or not sure. The holes in the Japanese lip seem to be a little bit smaller, so it takes quite a bit of force to get this through. And then, if you know how these work, basically you put this part through, then you pop this guy in, and what it does is it expands the backside and allows the clip to actually have positive sizing on the back so it can't pull out. All right, boys and girls, lip is on. Woo! fasteners are in. He had nothing to do with it, but he decided.
Damn, I did a great job on this, guys. So
all the fasteners are in. Looking like OEM, which is dope. Just the way I like it. Oh, there. So let's take her down.
oh, baby, that looks good. It's like a subtle improvement, but the fitment is so good. Oh man.
I kind of think this center bar should be blacked out. Look cool.
Yeah.
Always trying to block things out.
I just like to make my shit different.
That's his go-to.
Well, we can get some black vinyl on there.
That is not my go-to.
Yes, it is.